Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Radio Twins. I'm JJ.
I'm CJ.
And tonight, Radio Twins Experience, we are definitely going live and actually interviewing two, not one, but two very interesting people. They do a lot in the community. As I stated before, we usually, like I said, I usually don't say this, but this is a long
History of
history.
all the things that they've done, all the things that they've kind of conceptualized and made reality, and how they've moved through since their coronation into what they do now.
Now, for those who may not know who you are, please introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Rashida.
I'm
All right.
Wayno.
All right. And please let people know how who may not know you, how you began.
Growing up, my parents were activists. My mother was Carmen Alexander, and my father Donald Alexander. They did a lot in the community so far as bringing in different speakers like John Henry Clark, Ivan Van Sertima, brothers like that. And then on the flip side, they worked side by side with local leaders like B. Gaddy. You know what I mean? Feeding the homeless and things of that nature. You know what I mean? And on the other side, my father worked in film and was a writer. My mother was a writer, and coming up, me and my brother got into comedy and things of that nature, coming up under my father, who worked with other comedians. And I met Rashida Flowers in high school, you know what I mean? And she was really a standoffish woman. Like, she didn't take no crap off of nobody. She really wasn't trying to get into none of the stuff that we was getting into. And, it was just like years later, I got in contact with her. Well, really, she came to one of the
events at one of the clubs.
One of the clubs at one of the comedy clubs when I seen her. But then another time we was doing, she came for one of the shows, the tryouts or something.
Yeah, for the transfer.
Yeah, we was doing a sitcom, actually working with Patrick Henderson, trying to get a sitcom pushing towards Radio One and a couple other networks. But she got pulled in from there, and it was like she was the most serious sister so far as business wise. You know what I mean? There was a lot of sisters that was around that was good acts. You know what I mean? But so far as it come to how we organized ourselves and all that stuff, a lot of it came from Rashida. You know what I mean? So, but
that's one of my things. I'm normally used to putting things together. When Wayno called me and asked me, he was first looking for a makeup artist, and I told him I can do makeup artist, but he was looking for a special effects makeup artist. So I was like, okay, that's not my forte. So he's like, I want you to try out for this part. And I, told him, I was like, I'm not an actress. He's like, no, come out and try out for the part. So I did, and we've been rolling ever since.
Yeah, and just because of the fact that we kind of grew up with our family being activists. Also, we have family with politicians, and a lot of them went off into entertainment. We always looked at all of these doors as being open to us, all these different options. You know what I mean? So growing up, we had folks like Run DMC that we were looking up to, and that was one of my mother's first cousins, Russell Simmons, and all these guys. So shout out to my cousin Derek Adams up in New York. You know what I mean? These are like all of the influences that came from in our family. So, you know what I mean? Working with all of these different people, we just never chose a side. It was never one particular thing that we did. So, as we moved along, just from coming from helping feed the homeless, that sprung into drug rehabilitation, gang violence, family counseling. Just all these other departments just got thrown in our bag to the point where we literally had to go and get licensed and certified in all these different fields because, a lot of folks was questioning, how we got in the room. You know what I mean? It was like, yeah, well, they not this and they not that. But, our work ethic and our history showed, what we were capable of doing. We had nothing but success stories behind us, behind us, no matter what field we jumped into. So, you know what I mean? That's just kind of like, how we got here, bro. You know what I mean? Like, even with radio, I met y'all brothers through Radio One and all that. Bro, my hand of God, I had never had no plans on doing radio. And I did radio almost 10 years for Radio One. That was something that was brought to us because Patrick Henderson, you know what I mean? Shout out to him and, everything they got going on in their world still. asked me and my brother to be on the show with them. Cause he's like, yo, you the guy in the city, everybody know you, you're activist, you work with a lot of local artists, you know what I mean? And you got a good line of history in your head from working with all of these other old school activists like John Henry Clark, Ivy Van Sertima. Those are the folks that my mother brought in regularly to do these like lecture series and classes and stuff. So my brother came on the show as the comedian, and I came on as the activist, and Pat being the old head, you know what I mean, from the older generation, trying to make sense of everything today. That was brought to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I had like this kind of like almost Black Forrest Gump life. Like I always ended up in all these places. You know what I'm saying? It was just so weird. Just at the right place at the right time. You know what I mean?
Now, one of the things that I would, and I'm glad you said that, the right place at the right time. About 3 years ago, I'm sure most people, if you don't know, you've been living under a rock, we had a pandemic. And one of the things that really caught our eye with y'all is a program or something you started. Please tell people what you do, what you started, and what you still do today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're partnered with the Maryland Food Bank, and during the pandemic, a lot of the sites shut down, but we knew that there was still a need. So we created a campaign, pull up, fill up, and pull off. That way that there was no, contact. They rolled their window down. We asked them how many boxes they need, and we gave them the boxes, and we are still doing it to this day. Like I said, it's such a great need. We get deliveries at 11 o'clock. We have a row of cars 2 blocks down the road at 9 o'clock waiting for us to bust open these pallets, so.
So since that happened, and we see the pandemic sort of like drifted off. It's like it's slowly fell off. But do you still feel the need is just as strong as when you started it, when the pandemic first started?
Even more.
Yeah, and that's what I would say. It's worse because you had all of these folks that started to rely on the extra resources. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, month after month, all of those resources started to dwindle away. So then, you know what I mean? It got hard, real bad for a lot of the seniors. So most of the folks that are lined up down the block, bro, are seniors.
Yeah.
And you'll see people. I take a couple pictures, and post them. You'll see people with rolling carts. They all the seniors that live in the surrounding apartments. You know what I mean? They come over there with their rolling carts, filling their carts up with vegetables. You know what I mean?
And we're right on the transit line. We have the bus that's the bus driver that stops, and people load up on the bus.
Yeah. I mean, and literally had to stuff boxes under the bus driver's feet because she was like, bro, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm working, but I don't have nothing in my refrigerator. I'm like, man, you ain't got explain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody out here struggling right now.
And inflation is real.
Yeah.
You go into these grocery stores and you don't have a lot of fresh produce. So having this in place is very important.
Yeah.
But before we go, what I think, to me, the best thing that pulled my eyes was pull up, fill up, pull off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't have to explain to none of y'all.
Nothing.
Right. Just come in, get it. And another thing that you have, I think you should, is what it do. If anyone knows man right here, before they start shelling out all of the stuff that they have, he goes on live social media and he'll say, what it do? Man, you better get that copy
right.
It's crazy because, working with all y'all, man, going and learning as I went along, I had to kind of like, learn all these little skills and little trademarks that you learn going through school. You see what I'm saying? I went to school for specific things, and then after that, I went to jail. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the stuff I attribute to y'all. Even when I go and I speak in the schools and talk, I talk about y'all guys. I talk about Dre Johnson. I talk about Alicia, who's even left and is down south now. Because you know what I mean? When I used to do film, is how I got off into a lot of different things. I was doing like a lot of guys' music videos and commercials and small things like that. So I got it in the background of a lot of different rap artists and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So even when I started working with Dre and Alicia, he was like, yo, y'all doing the music video. I seen you do a video for Rakim and all them guys. He was like, yo, that's what you do? I'm like, yeah, I got the green screen in the basement. I can do whatever y'all want. You know what I'm saying? And I won't even charge y'all because I'll see what y'all doing. That's just partner because y'all got a bigger platform than me. See, that's what a lot of brothers miss out. When you got these
all about pulling all the resources together.
You know what I'm saying? You got all these capabilities. Not all the time somebody got it to pay you. You know what I'm saying? When I was deluding around, did a lot of stuff for everybody for free. But going around with Dre Johnson, it was like, yo, coming from a brother from the hood, just coming home, trying to get my thing together. It was like everywhere we went, I watched Dre say his name 100 times. Hey, how you doing? I'm Dre Johnson. Hey, what's going on? I'm Dre Johnson. Nice to meet you. And when we left, I said, Dre, don't you get tired of saying your name now? I said, yo, I'm tired of hearing your goddamn name now, bro. Like, he was like, yo, he's like, that's my trademark, bro. That's marketing. He's like, everybody left that building, bro, knowing who the hell I am and what I do. He told me so much just riding with him. You see what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? When I seen, you know, what everybody was doing, you know what I mean? It was like, how do I, you know, come up with something that I can also teach? You see what I'm saying? So, you know, and when people talk about ain't nobody out here doing this, ain't nobody out there doing that, I can talk about black inventors. That seems far and distant to a lot of kids and stuff like that. But when I bring up y'all, when I talk about Lil Black, when I talk about, you know, the brother Jenkins Doswell, like all these different people who came from Baltimore who actually did things that are reachable. I can see them not just through a television screen. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
Everyday heroes. So I was going to ask, like, from what y'all are doing right now, positive, like, what sets y'all apart? But after hearing this,
well,
like,
first of all, you definitely you cannot forget that his queen, business management at Copy.
Right.
I mean, the list of y'all resume is long.
Right.
You're far from slouches. You far from dummies. You two are very smart. And when you got those two together,
so what's that? What do you think, in your opinion? What makes y'all organization different from everybody else?
Right.
Like, what sets you apart to say this is who we are? Take it or leave it. This is who we are.
know, but
explain to the people listening, like, what makes y'all so different.
Well, from my perspective, it's the fact that we come from Baltimore and have experienced a lot, you know what I'm saying, on so many different levels. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said earlier, I've been in jail. I've been shot, stabbed, beat up by the police numerous times. Like, when you experience those things, people feel that when you open your mouth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times, you know what I mean, when you go into places and you come in and speaking from a certain platform, it's like I can identify with that. I feel him. We have this thing, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, as people, like, I can go and look just like how I look, and people will look at me kind of weird until I open my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, with what we do, whenever we step into something, it's authentic. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I come in, she comes in, and we learn about the situation. It's not a one size fit all. I don't care how many drug addicts we work with. I don't care how many kids we work with. I don't care how many adults, how many it is never a one size fit all thing. So with our organization, everything is customized. Everything starts with evaluations. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? We evaluate everything. And a lot of times, a lot of the organizations, you know what I mean, suffer, you know what I mean, and which in turn the people suffer because they got this one size fit all mentality. You know what I mean? I work with this person and this is going to work for every person like that.
Right.
I work with these kids and that's going to work for all kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, you know, when you come and can personalize, people can personalize with you. When I can talk about how my father was a drug addict and I lost him to the drug gang, our brothers and sisters that we grew up with, that we pushed on stages, how they died out here in these streets, people, that resonates with people. Mm-hmm. So, you know what I mean? When I didn't ask to get involved in none of the gang violence stuff, it was the brother Boom, PFK Boom, who brought me to the other organizations or other groups of brothers who were trying to get organized. You see what I'm saying? And needed people that were street smart and educated to be the middlemen to keep them from beefing, to do something greater.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, we all got these people in our communities and in our neighborhoods. We got to learn to rely on those middlemen. I'm just a great middleman, bro. All of the information that's been given to me, you know what I mean, throughout the years with the guys in the streets, the brothers on the stage, or the brothers in the pulpit, I'm able to translate that into things and into a place and space where people just can feel it. You see what I'm saying? And once you get the feeling, then the facts are there. I ain't putting nothing in front of you that's make believe. Every place I go, I tell people pull their phones out because anything that I say, you can Google it. It's just that a lot of times we're not asking the right questions, fam. You see what I'm saying? So, we get more attention on a national scale because of what we've done than we do locally, because a lot of time, once again, people in politics here, people in these organizations here, they got this one-size-fit-all mentality. And the people are suffering from it. You know what I'm saying? For us to follow behind this group and that organization and that city agency and get these people on your feet, somebody doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
And we talk about suffering, and the youth is suffering really bad. So it is a must that we continue to do what we do and shed light on what we do. We both come from large families, and we're well grounded and, have been natural born leaders, so
Do y'all find
it's a lot of work to be done.
do y'all find do you find it difficult sometimes to accomplish a lot of the stuff that you do?
Okay. I mean, I got an opinion, but I want you to
there's always challenges, but we get through those challenges, and I think sometimes working and there's a lot of hands or a lot of chiefs, then it just becomes, a lot of ego, and I don't operate well like that. So,
yeah, I mean, straight like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of titles, and when them titles gets dished out, boy, them egos get the. You know what I'm saying? You already know.
I've never been a big person on titles. It's like, what job needs to be done? You know what I'm saying? And let's get it done. The titles don't mean anything.
Yeah. So it's like, it's people that I will never work with because of the people that are at the heads of their organizations. And it's people that can ask me to do anything, and I'll pull up for them. You see what I'm saying? Folks from Out for Justice. You know what I'm saying? Folks from Ceasefire, certain things. And I say, I don't have to be an organizer, yo. Like, the people always gonna put me on their boards. I say, somebody gonna need to sweep up and clean up after all this stuff. You see what I'm saying? Yep. I do that. And I want to see folks see me do that, because they got to understand that, you know what I'm saying? It's not always about the title. It's about everything looking a certain way when we come out together and showing that a city that we're trying to get organized. So we got to look a certain kind of way out here, yo. You see what I'm saying? If y'all want to do that, all right, then cool. All y'all can have all them titles, yo. I'm going to be the janitor. I'm going to go out and make sure this motherfucker clean as a bitch. You see what I'm saying? So when we leave here, these motherfuckers can't hate. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I got all of those variations that I'm willing to share with everybody. We got to put our egos on the shelf if we really trying to fix the problems out here. That's just it, yo.
I call it, for me, I love the way you just said all of that, because technically I always look at it like the Barack thing. That's what I call it, the Barack thing, where if you're able to talk to the top head, regardless of whatever situation it may be in, like people always say, it's not a object of having two faces or multiple faces. It's just you have that ability to be able to talk to the president of whatever, to the janitor, and relate to everybody in between.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And see, it's like from that, you will be moved up naturally. See, I try to show folks that, because we go into, especially in the everyday working field, we'll go and backstab and, you know what I'm saying, cut each other's throats for these couple dollars that these companies are kicking out to us when you ain't got to do that. I just let my work ethic speak from it. It's not one place that I've gone in that within 90 days, bro, they're going to be moving me up. I know this statistically. You know what I'm saying? I look at everything statistically. Forget about my feelings. You see what I'm saying? We went and got a contract with Facebook off of the fact that we came in through a temp agency. You see what I'm saying? To do fiber optics under Facebook. You see what I'm saying? When they saw
the first 5G network,
we built one of the first 5G networks in this country in Omaha, Nebraska, bro.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So when people were talking about the 5G that's gonna kill your brain, man, it's just propaganda. But the thing is, they don't even realize how many black people were involved with that. How many black women were involved with that? You see what I'm saying?
Fiber optics woman of the year.
Got fiber optics woman of the year, bro.
Yep.
Between Facebook and another company, Waka. So it's like, you know what I mean? The thing is like it was our work ethic. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. When we caught, attention on these companies needing these kinds of work, I was like, I know computers, I know this, that, and other. Yo, I can show you what we're doing as we going along. You see what I'm saying? So the first resumes that we got on, we lied on them. You see what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna lie. We lied on them joints, bro. When we first got in the building and they told us what needed to be done, we did it so much better and so much faster than everybody else in the room that they brought us on as trainers for the next group of people that they were bringing on to work the whole fucking site.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just being quiet, just listening.
Yep.
And then it wasn't the people, the company, the temp agency was working for, it was the people from Facebook that walked in and said, yo, we want them two right there. Pull them in. How long y'all was doing this? I said, I was doing this about 5-10 years. You know what I'm saying? But what do y'all need to have done?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what they told us what we need to do, then we trained their Ohio site. We trained, and then bro, I'm telling you, these sites are like the size of like, let's say 5 or 6 Mondamans. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Each site got 5,000 people in them. You know what I'm saying? I always try to pull brothers out the hood and train them real quick in fiber optics so they can go and get into these contracts, and they pay you to go all over the world to be a high-powered cable man for real. Wow. You see what I'm saying? So they pay you per diem. They pay you to come there. They pay for your travel, which means they pay for your car, your lodging. They pay for you to eat every day. All you have to do is show up, and the systems are so easy, to follow. It's crazy because, it's so many companies hiring, starting at 40, 50, 60,000 an hour, but it's not enough of us that know. So we'll go in just for a hot second and just train folks on how to get into these departments. You know what I mean? And I tell people all over the internet this because there's no way that they're going to ever run out of space. They need thousands of people. You see what I'm saying? This is why these buildings up every day. Yes, sir.
So where do you see yourself and your organization growing in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah. The next 5 to 10 years, it takes legs and builds itself. Mm-hmm. See, the thing is like with what we do, we are only the examples of what can be done. Mm-hmm. What we are doing, we go around and show people in different neighborhoods, different communities, different towns, different cities, you know what I'm saying, the possibilities of working together and knowing what's in your community and how to utilize those resources to create and attach yourself to bigger and grander resources. You see what I'm saying? So what we doing here with the space that we're building now is called the Hangouts, the Hangouts Cultural Expression Center. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So, and what it is it's going to be primarily ran by the organization called the Foster Grandparent Program. Okay. The Foster Grandparent Program is an organization that's been around 30, 40, 50 years that hires our seniors to still work in the community when they retire and they're not making enough money, you know what I'm saying, to pay their bills. So they hire them a couple hours out of the day, you know what I'm saying, to work. So we got the Foster Grandparent Program and we got the Youth Works Program. You see what I'm saying? The youth work workers are learning from the seniors. They're doing the footwork. They're running around and dealing with the daily tasks and stuff like that.
Just as the seniors are learning from the youth, the youth learning from the seniors are learning technology from the youth.
So it's an ongoing thing that when we start going and talking about how to put these systems together, people automatically see the genius. Mm-hmm. Let alone see how they can utilize it to fit their format. See, the thing is that we're working on building a hangout center here. We're working on one in Virginia, and we're also working on one in Arizona. You know what I mean? But it's not going to be like the hangouts in Baltimore.
Right.
The hangouts in Baltimore is for Baltimore City. It's not called Youth Works in Virginia. You see what I'm saying? It's a youth program, but it's not Youth Works. So we got to go in and partner with them and then work with their local community organizations and grassroots and do the same thing in Arizona. You see what I'm saying? So it's showing people what resources they already have. You know what I mean? And how we can build upon those things to be a benefit to outlive us. We just putting the systems in place and we get out the way. Give me my residuals and my, my little chump change, sprinkle my, you know what I'm saying?
So let me create generational wealth.
Generational wealth. So I got kids that's gonna be here after me. That's who's gonna benefit from it, not me. I'm putting in the legwork right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now you're saying the three areas that you're doing this in. Do you feel like with those three, there are going to be more? And with that, do you think there's going to be so much more that you all might not be able to handle, that you're going to have to bring in
others or hand it all, like build more,
because it seems good.
It
looks like it sounds like a great program in the things that you're doing. But after 3, 4 is going to come, maybe 10 more may pop up. Then what?
They facilitate themselves. It's a nonprofit organization, so it's not nothing that we really own. Okay. We just creating concepts and systems that'll be beneficial to these people. So like the folks that are in Arizona, you know what I mean? It's a lot of, we in the center of all of the local tribes there. So we're trying to fashion something so that they can work together on, instead of having these different rifts and beefs, you know what I'm saying, that are ancient. We are all here and y'all are all struggling right now.
Right.
How do you fashion something together? You know what I'm saying? Because you're all struggling, and this end got the water and that end don't. So how do we get water down here, and how do we get the stuff up here y'all need?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
It's just about having that conversation and traveling to these places and finding the needs and bring
the people together that got them, bro. You see what I'm saying? So then when you got that together, then we can go at the government funding. Then we can go at the state funding. Then we can go after all these things. And see, I learned this also right here in Baltimore. It was a nonprofit over East Baltimore. I think it was called Fusion Partnership.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? These were a whole bunch of the same thing, grassroots organizations. You see what I'm saying? And then taking that alongside of taking what my mother and them were already doing. My mother, anytime she had any program, she had this foster grandparent program, and she had youth work workers. You see what I'm saying? And people always like, well, how did she do this stuff so marvelously? It's just getting people to work together. The hardest part about the funding that we got down Dofield, because we the first community organization to get a business district redeveloped in Baltimore City. Everybody came after that, caught the wave, and you know what I'm saying, they, saying they whatever. But you go back 2014 to 2017, and who was right there? It was I. It was her. We was there. You see what I'm saying? And with that scenario, the thing is, bro, once we realize how to get the money, we got the money. The shit that I did, I'm trying to watch my bad words, because you know what I'm saying, and there'd be a lot of old black people that watch, so I'm trying to keep it religious for my old black people. You know what I'm saying?
Good. So, you're good.
Yo, the hardest part, bro, was getting all of the local organizations in that area, in the Dofield community, to work together. That's been around 20, 30 years, and they already had all these old beefs and all that. You see what I'm saying? My dumb ass went in on some "we shall overcome" shit. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna get all these brothers and sisters together, and we gonna plan and design this stuff. We already got the funding. Bro, it took almost 3 years to get the jobs done, because all they did every meeting was bicker, argue, and beef. And then one time when they completed, I was like, thank God, these folks, they got it together. Man, another part of the group band together and went and copyrighted everything, copyrighted the name so that the other group couldn't use it. Yo, it was unreal.
See, you
see what I'm saying? So, and all that constantly does is give the next generation a consistent stream of bad examples. Yep. You see what I'm saying?
So if people wanted to, I guess, get in contact with you to at least help, or if they physically couldn't help you but they could help you, how could they get in contact with both of you? How do they get in contact?
Man, we on every social media stream and all of that good stuff, but you can also find us at LWD Consolidated Trust, CDC, at gmail.com. You know what I mean? But you can check out our website, thefireguards.com. You can hit me up, Wayno300 on every social media platform. Rashida Flowers on every social media platform, and just get involved. Donate if you want to donate, all that kind of stuff. I also got to give a quick big shout out to Vector Works, because that was another organization that was a technology company, man, that came through and blessed us with like $250,000 worth of furniture. They made sure we had custom like made leather couches, and
big shout out to Kim.
Big shout out to Kim from Vector Works. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got people in our corner, but they like on the international scale. They be the local haters, bro. I'm trying to tell you. They be trying to hate on my Fire God game, man. I'm just trying to keep it lit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. So,
you know what
I mean? So anytime y'all got anything and y'all need anything help promote, let us know. We'll post it. We don't got to problem with that.
Definitely.
And we're right out here in front of Liberty Heights almost every day, doing food drives, giveaway, working around
last
Mondays of every month.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People, when we say that you two are like books of knowledge,
right? God sends, because not a lot of people want to take the time to do what y'all do, and then y'all do it so diligently. Like, y'all have literally sparked off other arms of your organization, so it's like continually growing. And it's not even by word of mouth; it's by what y'all do,
and social media. Because every time they do something, it's on social, and it's not just for social media. Y'all do what you do even before social media.
Period. Like, flat out.
And we appreciate that. And I'm saying that from the neighborhoods, because a lot of people don't have a lot of the stuff that y'all give out for free. And these are not like bags; these are like boxes.
And sometimes you never really see folks like y'all who literally do what you do. You see what's on the other side, all of the negatives that could come possibly with it, and you literally oversee that, because you're like, okay, I'm not trying to get involved. What's the bottom line? The bottom line is these people need help, and y'all do that.
Very. I appreciate y'all, man, for checking us out and shouting us out, man. Showing up.
Thank you so much.
And if anybody wants to know, please go to thefireguards.com.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we said so.
Exactly. And the fact that when I tell you, they've gotten a website done in 2 days?
Yes, sir.
You won't even say how long it took for us to do our website. We applaud y'all. Y'all did that. Y'all did that.
Thank you, bro. And I'm no lie, shout out to y'all, because we've been ripping and running trying to get this building done, and I had no clue. I just sent y'all the information, like, yeah, check us out. That's where you can find all our stuff. He's like, man, ain't no link. I can't see. There ain't nothing here. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what? You know what I mean? So, I appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you. And we appreciate you two allowing us to interview you.
And taking the time out to do that. Because I know y'all are busy people, and it's like, you don't very rarely find people like y'all who literally put the elbow grease into what y'all need to do, and it's spreading like wildfire. So keep doing what y'all doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're definitely.
Love y'all, man.
Love you.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Be blessed.
Yeah.